What time is it?
10:40.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dirty Talk, a Dirty 20 Nerd Bar podcast. My name is Jason.
My name is Zach.
And as always, we have Rich Brumpton behind the cameras. Thanks for joining us on Dirty Talk this week. Let's see, what do we got going on this week? So we're going to talk about Amazing Digital Circus. I don't know if you've seen it. It started out on YouTube. I think I saw the first episode released in 2023, in October of 2023. They just released the sixth episode last month, and I was made to watch it. And then I told Zach to watch it, and now here we are. But before we get into that, we got some cool stuff coming up. Tomorrow, actually, by the time you guys watch this tomorrow, so next Tuesday, but tomorrow for you guys, is Taylor Swift Trivia Night.
All right.
So if you're a Swiftie or know a Swiftie in your life and you're looking for a great thing to do tomorrow afternoon, come join us at Dirty 20 Bar for a entire trivia night themed around Taylor Swift. The trivia night will start at 7 o'clock. So get here early, grab some food, grab a table, and enjoy your night. I'll be here all night because usually these themed trivia nights get a little... I think I told you about the last one that we had where we filled in all the tables. So if you're looking to bring a group, make sure you get here early. But this one's not looking to be quite as busy, but it's always fun. I always enjoy these trivia nights.
Yeah.
But also Wednesday, not Wednesday, also Thursday this week, the CritRole Campaign 4 is airing, and we're going to host a watch party on Thursday night. So I think the pre-show starts at 8 o'clock Central Time, and then the campaign will actually begin at 9 o'clock. So make sure you stop by at 9 o'clock. We've got some great drink specials. I should actually show you this. You guys won't be able to see it, but
they will if they send me if you send me the picture.
Oh, I could. Yeah, maybe Rich can put it up on screen. Or you guys can look at it on Facebook, where we're going to post these pictures here in the next couple of days. I'm really proud of this drink that I made. We're making some themed drinks around a few of the new characters, but I'm really proud of this one.
Oh, wow. That's really good. That's really neat.
Oh, yeah, we saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that earlier.
It's
great.
so cool. And it tastes amazing, too. It's like it's got a little blue curacao, a little bit of gin, and a little splash of apple pucker, which makes that nice teal color on top. And then we float it with liqueur de violets, or creme de violets, which is a very floral liqueur. And that's that pink on the bottom. And it's so tasty. I really like this one. And then one of my bartenders made so that one's the Tyranny. And then one of my bartenders made a very sweet drink. There's a girl named Laura Bailey's playing Drink It. Oh my God. That's her bear's name from Campaign.
That is her bear's name. Yes.
It's not, Thimble.
Thimble. That's more like it.
I apologize. Her name is Thimble.
Yell at us in the comments. Or yell at Jason in particular.
Yell at me in the comments, not anybody else. I'm the one. No. Thimble is, and it looks like to be some kind of like little fairy creature, and she's got like a button on her hip, and she's got 2 needles. So it's really cute. So we made a very candy flavored drink. I don't think we got a picture of that one because we're going to get some some gumdrops, the like sugar coated dot style candy, and put them on top. And it's just a very sweet, very candy flavored drink.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic. So Thursday night, be here by 9 o'clock at the latest for Campaign 4's drop. We'll be here all night watching the first episode of Campaign 4. Hopefully they're done before 1:30 because liquor license makes me get everybody out by 1:30. So if they run late, sorry. But yeah, check it out if you're looking to find a great place to watch Campaign 4. Awesome. Zach, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I got some good stuff going on.
Yeah? You were telling me a little bit about your D&D campaign.
Yeah, I'm going to be finishing up my first arc, I suppose. It's a mini arc. I'm starting off with a few mini arcs, but this is the first of the few mini arcs, and we're going to be finishing it tomorrow, hopefully, if everything goes well and my players don't drag their feet too much. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be their first big fight, and it's going to hopefully evolve into being not just a fight, and maybe get chasing in there and some other fun stuff.
Very cool.
Don't want to Give it away.
Well, this is airing on Monday,
Absolutely.
so
You're right,
by the time this comes out, it's already done.
Absolutely, yeah. So they're going to be fighting the vampire that they've been chasing this entire time. They've been hunting him down for a while now, and so it's been built up pretty well, if I do say so myself. But the fight itself is they're gonna basically show up. He's gonna figure out that they can actually hurt him because nobody's really been able to do that very well this whole time.
Right. As that happens with vampires.
Yeah, he's going to freak out. He's been living with owl bears this whole time, so he's going to summon some owl bears. He's going to try and take off, and they're going to have to chase him through the streets on some horses.
Very cool.
It's going to be a time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You have to let me know how that goes next week.
I absolutely will.
Awesome. We just we got done. It's Wednesday night, so we just got done playing D&D here. My players got to fight a Solar and 2 Devas. It was great times. I dealt so much damage. I understand now why some DMs actually ban silvery barbs.
Yeah.
Because it feels bad. You're like, a natural 20. I'm going to take this character from full health to no health real fast.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, silvery barbs. Yeah. I'm not the kind of DM that like wants to ban that kind of stuff just because it's fun for them. And you know what? If they can use it, I can use it, right?
Exactly, yeah. And you can plan around it.
Yeah. So wait until they're up against some spellcasters, which they're going to be fighting a bunch of spellcasters here shortly. Mm-hmm. So wait for some silvery barbs to start throwing their directions, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So they'll get a taste of their own medicine.
I like to occasionally give my casters just a made-up spell that's really, really just wrecks them. And then they get the spell of once they beat them. They can steal their little book and learn it themselves, so they can do that, and that gives me an excuse to abuse them.
It's fun sometimes also to give them like the missing spell that you're like, why does the Archmage not have shield? Mm-hmm. I mean, things that they obviously would know.
Yes.
But people who are deep enough to know, no problem. And shield.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Oh, no.
I have altered the stat block. Just pray I don't alter it further. No, for DMs, the stat block in the Monster Manual, in all the books, those are more suggestions. You can do whatever you want with them. You
can actually do anything.
You can do anything.
You can make it not fun at all.
Yeah, guys. All right. So you guys start in the tavern, and as you're sitting there enjoying your drinks, level 1, right? Yeah. We all started level 1. Great. Tiamat just kind of pops in, tears the ceiling off the tavern. Roll for combat.
It's 1:30 a.m. The barkeeper's liquor license says he's got to kick you out. He's shooing you guys out of the bar into the street.
And by the way, we forgot. You need to make a Constitution saving throw against being intoxicated.
Oh, your liver. Oh, no.
Do you guys remember have you ever seen the animated Dungeons and Dragons show from like the 80s or 90s or whatever it was?
80s.
I haven't.
Where literally the first episode, they were up against Tiamat.
In a Saturday morning cartoon kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it was. But no, I think it's still funny.
There is a channel on YouTube or Roku or something that plays that 24/7 in a loop.
Oh my gosh.
Very cool. I might have to check that out. I haven't actually watched the series, so I might have to check it out at some point. Awesome. So, anything else? We talked about trivia night. Mm-hmm. We talked about D&D night. Oh, D&D night, Wednesday starting at 6 p.m. If you're new to D&D and want to hop into a table, I would suggest getting here early, as there's a lot of great players who love to teach people how to build their first character sheets ever. So, even if you've never touched D&D before in your life, you're very welcome here. If you've played every version of D&D from AD&D to present, you're also welcome. Just make sure you know the difference between your versions and don't try to use something from 4e that isn't applicable in 5e, which I have had before, but it's no big deal. Anyway, Wednesday night starting at 6 p.m. If you're looking for a game, check it out. It's a lot of fun. We might have to split into 4 tables at some point. We currently have 3 tables. All 3 tables, same story, different parts of the world happening at the same time. We have 3 tables currently, but this week was a little light. I only had like 6 to 8 players at my table. But usually I'm pushing 10, and all the other tables are pushing 10 as well. So we've talked about adding a 4th DM, but that's yet to be determined because we're not sure who that's going to be. Yeah, that's Wednesday nights, and then I don't think there's anything else super exciting. New Mac of the month and stuff coming out. Check out socials. I don't have all the final details on the new monthly specials, but I know the cheesecake is going to be called the Fluffernutter. It is a Nutella and marshmallow fluff cheesecake. I feel like if you ever watched Critical Role.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what the Fluffernutter is.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So thought it was on theme for the new Critical Role campaign dropping this month. So the cheesecake will be a Fluffernutter. We did get a new ice cream. We get our ice cream from. Have you ever heard of Serendipity? It's
No.
It's down on the Grove, off of Manchester and Tower Grove. They make their ice cream in house. It's absolutely fantastic. And we got their new. It's caramel cookie love.
Oh, okay.
It's like a light vanilla, light chocolate ice cream with a caramel ribbon and Oreo cookies. Put that on top of a brownie. So good. Check it out if you're looking for a great sweet. If you have a sweet tooth, especially on Thursday night when you come to watch Critical Role, check out the new.
And I saw your brownie for the first time the other day.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you served an entire cake to people.
Yeah, it's a large. We actually started we were cutting them into 6 pieces. We had to go down to 8, so that's actually smaller than what we were serving before.
So bring friends.
Yes,
with spoons.
They're good brownies though. We use Ghirardelli brownies.
Oh yeah,
that's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, those things are fantastic.
But yeah, check out our socials. You should be able to, at this point, you should be able to find all of our new monthly flavors, our new Mac of the month, our new drinks of the month, including the ones that I was just talking about for the Critical Role launch party. Check it out on Facebook, Instagram, mostly those 2 places. We started doing TikToks actually.
Oh yeah?
Are you on TikTok much?
Not much, but I'm on.
Have you seen the trends where it's like throwing this at my boss until he figures out which one it is? So there's somebody did wine, somebody's done beer. So we started doing cheese. So Celine has thrown cheese at my face twice now. I've gotten it right both times.
Hey, there you go.
Which, to be fair, cheddar and American are fairly easy cheeses to pinpoint, but it's a lot of fun. So we have a TikTok channel. We're going to try to start putting out more fun videos on TikTok. So follow us on TikTok too. All right. I think that's all I have.
All right.
So let's talk about the amazing
Digital Circus.
movie. Was that?
Movies?
Oh, movies. Yes. Halloween, actually. Let's talk about that. Halloween.
Okay.
We're going to have an all-day event on Halloween with somebody who's going to run a one-shot for us in the evening. We're looking into getting live music for the evening. We're going to have a lot of fun activities. So if you're looking for something fun to do on Halloween, Friday the 31st, come check us out. Check out our socials. We'll be posting more information as we get that. But movies, we're going to be doing a series of, animated Halloween movies. I think everybody knows who makes the best ones of those. And we'll be watching a series of those all month on Saturdays, starting at about 6 or 7 p.m. And then on Halloween, I think it's on Halloween. It could be I forget which date. I'll have to look it up. It's on our socials already. But we're going to do a movie marathon. It might be the day after Halloween. Where starting at 11 o'clock, we're going to do family-friendly movies and then move into the more like actual Halloween-themed movies, I believe at 9 o'clock. So from 11 to 9, we're going to have a series of family-friendly Halloween movies. I'm going to have to look up exactly what day that is. That might be on Halloween.
If it's on Saturday, that would make it November 1st.
It would make it November 1st. I just saw this on socials. Oh, okay, it is on Halloween. Family-friendly marathon from 11 to 9, and then horror classics from 9 to 1:30. So, again, if you're looking for something fun to do on Halloween, we'll have some great activities happening that day. So check us out on Halloween. All right. Cool. So the Amazing Digital Circus.
Yeah.
So like I said, I was turned on to this. One of my employees, Aaron, has been talking about it for a few weeks now. And then Sarah made me watch it recently. So I watched it. I watched all 6 episodes, and I've seen a few of the later episodes because Ruth started watching them. And so I got to watch those last few episodes with her. But then you just recently, I think after last week, I
After
was
we
like,
talked about it
hey, watch
briefly.
this
Yeah.
so we can talk about it.
Yep, I ended up watching it a few times through now. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I like the themes. I like just the material that they're going over with it.
The animation is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
It's got that like late 90s, like very brightly colored.
Yeah.
What's the weird shapes and everything?
Yeah,
The geometric shapes and everything.
it's like very Windows 95.
Yeah. Or like the back of the bus seats that always had like the weird designs and everything on it. Yeah. So if you don't know what we're talking about, the Amazing Digital Circus, you can find it on YouTube and apparently Netflix. I just read that it was on Netflix recently, but it premieres first on YouTube. The producer is Glitch Studios, who is also coming out with a new series. What was it called?
The Knights of Guinevere.
The Knights of Guinevere, which I've heard great things about. I haven't personally watched it, but and then it's I can't remember the guy's name that has actually produced the Amazing Digital Circus. It was Gooseworks, which I've not heard of since before this. So I don't know if he started drawing it up and is now working with Glitch, or he worked for Glitch before. But yeah, check it out on YouTube. Check it out on Netflix. Fun, dark.
It's dark, but they managed to keep it light.
Yeah.
They juxtapose it pretty well with the comedy and the bright colors and everything.
Yeah.
But they are able to get pretty dark with it at times.
There's definitely some sinister undertones in the show. So a brief synopsis of the show. The main characters are trapped in a computer simulation.
Effectively, a video game type thing.
Kind of like Sword Art Online style, where the main character kind of just wakes up in this simulation, and they don't really go into detail about like how they got here.
No.
I feel like it was some kind of like...
The details that we do get are from episode 5 when they're talking to the bar, and she explains that she was exploring like an abandoned building.
Oh yeah.
Found the computer with the headset and they just put it on.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Because in the first episode, she was like when she first got there, she's like, take it off, and couldn't get it off. So that's the basic. And then the main antagonist, at least the main antagonist that we've seen so far, whose name is Kane. And he is like
a computer program, effectively, kind of a simulated person.
Yeah, but he's the teeth, like the
mouth.
jumping teeth, kind of looks like that with some eyeballs in the mouth usually. Builds adventures for these characters to kind of go off into and keep them entertained, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like that's kind of Kane's purpose. It seems like Kane is really worried about being able to make fun adventures for these people, and so he's really caught up in that.
Yeah, because there is the episode. So also, if you care about spoilers, we'll probably have a few spoilers in here. So I would recommend stopping this, going and watching The Amazing Digital Circus, and then coming back if you haven't seen it. Otherwise, continue. But there is that episode with what's the girl's name that has
Agatha?
Nope, the other girl that has like the weird body.
Pomni?
No, nope.
Oh,
She's the one with the triangle head. You said all the other girls except for what's her name? Zubul. Yeah.
Zubul. They use they them pronouns. Actually.
Oh, do they actually? Yeah. I missed that. I apologize. So Zubul has body dysmorphia actually, and is trying to explain that to Kane, and Kane is just completely ignoring them, and wanting to get back to why they don't want to participate in his adventures.
Yes.
So yeah, he's very caught up in in the fact that they need to be enjoying his adventures.
Yes.
And then
Because it seems like that's his purpose, and like he really wants to have this purpose of helping these people, but he's also not entirely sure of how to entertain a human, especially for this long.
yeah. So we haven't really gotten at all into.
There's an adorable baby possum outside.
Oh, there is.
Sorry,
that was distracting.
It's a squirrel.
I know, right?
So anyway, possum.
Late for that, you know.
So it hasn't really gotten into why they're there or what the underlying purpose is. What we do know is a few things. There are currently, I want to say 5 of them: Pomni, Zubul, Ragatha, Jax, Kinger, and then the ribbon Gangle. So 6 of them. There are currently 6 of them, but there was it 3 others or 2 others?
There's 2 others that we know about: Kaufmo and Ribbit.
Which one was the one that...
Kaufmo abstracts in the first.
Okay, so in the first episode, a character by the name of Kaufmo abstracts.
And for an explanation, abstracting is a concept in the show where you lose your sense of self because of having been in the game too long, and you turn into a kind of mindless monster, and it is an allegory for death or suicide.
Yes. So Pomni in the first episode is kind of like thinks that she sees an exit, which I like. There was a lot happening during that, so I didn't quite catch exactly what was. Did she actually see the exit?
So yes, she sees an exit, and she ends up going through it, specifically ditching Ragatha.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Well, that wasn't the first episode, though.
That was the first
episode. Okay.
Yes, she ends up ditching Ragatha with the abstraction of Kaufmo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so she finds the exit, tries to go through it, and then she has like a backroom situation where she just keeps going through the door, going into the same office over and over again, and then she just steps out into a white void and kind of starts getting overwhelmed and going insane.
Yeah.
And then Kane gets a notice on his wacky watch and is like, oh, someone's going insane, and like zoops over there, grabs her, and then zoops her back and is like, I can't leave you out there long, like it'll spoil you.
So then it's the rest of the characters are basically trying to ground her at that point because they're afraid that she will go insane and abstract. So basically, they say that like the adventures tend to be a distraction from abstracting and going insane, and it is made evident like the character that abstracted again, Kaufmo gets dropped in this hole at the end of the episode, and there appears to be more of these creatures inside this pit. So who knows how long this computer program has been going on for.
Yeah. We do also know of one other character that I forgot about, which is Queenie, Kinger's wife. Yeah.
And was it Kaufmo that Jax was like really close to?
That was Ribbit.
That was okay.
Yes. Or at least I don't know if it's outright stated they were very close, but it's heavily implied that they were very close.
Which we can get into in a little bit. Sorry, I keep looking for the possum too.
It was walking that way.
Oh, did it?
It was walking right by the door for a little while. I was like, oh my god.
I'm facing this direction so I didn't get the good view.
Oh man.
So yeah, we kind of get a feel for all the characters pretty early on. You have Pomni, who is the newest, and is trying to just find her place in this dystopian environment where, like, suddenly she's thrust into this place that other people have been for a long time.
Yeah.
And trying to find her place. This has been averted. So Pomni, trying to find her place in the world.
Yes.
You have Ragatha, who looks like a Raggedy Ann doll, basically. Who, how would you describe her?
Very worried about other people and worried about making herself palatable to other people.
Right. Yeah, she wants to basically be everybody's friend.
Yes, I think she and Jax are very juxtaposed, where Jax is the rabbit who is kind of paranoid and cynical, He thinks that he's like a bad person and thinks that it's most truthful to kind of act out as a bad person to let other people know that he thinks he's a bad person. And so he's kind of the opposite of Ragatha, where she's trying to like make herself seem more palatable to people so that they're okay being around her. But Jax is kind of like trying to scare people off, being like, no, this is who I am. I'm kind of a piece of shit.
And we'll talk about that more later, because I think there's more to that from Jax than is on the surface.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so you have, that's a very good point, that they're kind of like the opposites, where one is just trying to get everybody to like her, and the other one is trying to be like, no, I'm an awful human being.
Yeah.
Then there's Kinger, who scared of everything almost.
He's spooked easily, but it's kind of a symptom of his deteriorating mental state, especially with his loss of his memories. So he has trouble remembering things, and so things spook him because he forgets what's happening.
Okay. He hides in like a pillow fort.
Yes, because when he's in the dark, he gets a bit more control over his memory.
Right, and then there's the episode where they're in the haunted house, and he just becomes a complete badass for a little while.
Yes. Have you seen any of the buff Kinger art?
No, I haven't. That doesn't surprise me. though.
So because he's just a pair of floating hands and then a robe over a chest piece. They just draw him with like this completely jacked chest, but like no arms still.
That's amazing. So then there's his wife, Queenie, who we don't meet. And we assume
she's been abstracted for seemingly a long time. All the other characters don't even know about her.
Right.
So
met her.
They've never met her. They've never even heard of her. So it's been a long time.
Right. And then you have Gangle, which is kind of this ribbon character, and right?
Yes.
She has two masks. Well, three now, but two normally.
Her happy mask and her sad mask.
Yeah, they're the theater masks.
Yes.
That you always see with each other, and the happy mask always breaks, and she always just falls into depression every single episode, until the one episode she gets the jester, not a jester mask.
Yeah, plastic. That's a plastic mask.
Yeah.
From Zubul.
Yeah, and puts it on and goes crazy.
It's a manic episode.
That was a fun episode.
That was.
As somebody who works in the service industry, that one really.
No, the fast food one really hits.
Yeah. And that whole episode was wild. Like,
yes.
With Ragatha getting drugged and basically like
the stupid sauce that makes you stupid.
And then the last character is Zubul, who they try to avoid the
adventures as much as they can.
Yeah, it's evident that they have body dysmorphia.
Their body is made up of detachable parts, so that they can try and swap out pieces for things that are better. Doesn't work.
No. So they're struggling with that, and you kind of like get that sense. There's one episode that really focuses in on that. I think that's not because they were there for the.
It's the third episode, I believe.
The horror episode,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, because that one's actually, the horror part is made for Zubuls.
That's right.
It's the tour for Zubuls.
And then they weren't even there.
Yep.
But then they're forced, eventually Kane forces them into the adventures, and you get a little bit more information about them in the later episodes. But
yeah, I think one of my favorite Zubuls moments is when they are in the fast food joint and they're making burgers, and they're like, oh, and they take off one part of their arm and put on a spatula arm, and then they try to do it and they burn themselves.
That's right.
And they're just like, what the
I do remember that. No, that's fantastic. Yeah, and then again, so I think we covered all the main characters. Then you have the two most important characters, Ming and Disappearing Guy.
Yes, Ming and Disappearing Guy.
Which I love. I don't know. Disappearing Guy just kind of shows up and then disappears.
And then disappears.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Then there's not really much explanation for disappearing guy.
No. So I've been, sifting through some of the fan content and everything. There's implications that there is another human person in the game. There's, how there's doors with all of their faces on them?
Yeah.
There's a single door that has an NPC, normally an NPC's face on it. And then they had that brief moment where there's an NPC-looking character. There's a stick figure wooden character peering at them from around the corner.
That's right.
In their playhouse area where where the NPCs aren't supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And it also looks like disappearing guy. And so there's a lot of different things people are thinking about that character or what it could be, but there's really nothing solid about it to even really talk about.
There's so many theories that we'll get into here in a little bit.
Yes.
And then the other main important character is me, which I think is the best character in the entire show. Because
Evidently everyone does.
What's that?
Evidently everyone does.
Yeah. Well, really?
Yeah, he won the contest.
What? Wait,
He
there
won
was
the favorite character contest at the end of episode 6.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So everybody knows the phrase when you assume you make an ass out of you and me. Mm-hmm. But Kane instead says when you're assuming you make an ass out of you and me. And then they all kind of just pause for a moment and go, "What?" And then this blue NPC walks out and goes, "Hi, I'm Ming, and I don't appreciate what your assumptions have done to my reputation." And they go, "Did you make an NPC just for that joke?
Did you make a whole guy just for that?"
And he pops up. He pops up as the best character. He's like, and the best character is Ming. Yeah. And you think he's going to say me, but it ends up being Ming, and he's disappointed.
And comes out. Really, you shouldn't have assumed you won the award.
So lots of great characters. Before we go more into some of these characters, who's your favorite character?
Honestly, I think my favorite character is Jax.
See, I was going to say the same thing, actually.
Jax is incredibly entertaining. He's a very complex character. And
there's more underneath that hard outer surface than meets the eye.
Yes.
Sarah's is Kinger, I think.
That's fair. That's a fair choice.
Yeah, Kinger's a great choice. And there's some theories there that I want to go over as well.
Yes. I'm assuming stuff about him being the creator.
Hey, all right, cool. We're on the same page.
Yes.
All right. So you want to just start with that?
Yeah, we can jump in.
All right, cool. So Kinger, with him and his wife, are the oldest ones in this computer program.
Yes. The author listed their ages. I believe Kinger's listed as about 48. With all the other characters being in their mid to late 20s.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we don't know how long he's been in here. And his wife abstracted before. Mm-hmm. So not only is he the character who's been in here the longest, he's also the only character who has a counterpart in this computer program.
Yes.
So it's possible that, just based off of that, it's possible that he created this for him and his wife, and kind of Inception style, she went crazy and abstracted, and in an effort to resolve that loneliness, he's now bringing other people into the game. Or it could just be that other people are finding this abandoned house and putting on the goggles, and he may have no control over it anymore. So I feel like there's a little bit, but that's just a theory.
Yeah,
a film theory,
a game theory.
I don't think we can say. Can we say that? Cut that.
And there's also little bits where it kind of insinuates that where Kinger is walking around with Pomni and says 7 years of computer engineering for all this, and just kind of offhandedly says that, but she's too scared to really notice or say anything back.
And then there's the part where he made the butterfly.
Yeah, he makes a butterfly out of nothing.
Yeah, she's they're playing a game and they have 3 lives, and she starts with one life less, and she's complaining about it, and Kinger just opens his hand and a butterfly comes out, and she touches it and gets the heart back, and she's like, "Where did you get that?" And he's like, "Oh, I just made it."
And that's the thing. That is a good point. There is like a theme of them just having the power of belief be effective in the game. Like when Pomni shoots a can, but he's like, I don't want to hurt my friends. The bullet comes out slow enough to where it doesn't even knock over the can.
Okay.
But then when she's like, oh, I want to shoot cool, it comes out and like knocks the can flying, even though she's
I hadn't even like put that together.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's possible that he's just learned to control.
Mm-hmm. And it's possible that he once knew what to do in the game to actually play the game.
Yeah.
And he's since forgotten and can't explain it to anybody.
Okay. So maybe he's not necessarily a creator. Well, a creator, but
It could be, yeah.
maybe it was like playtesting it or something.
Yeah.
And something went awry. I hadn't even considered that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I wondered why. Like I don't know if I thought to myself why the can didn't fall over, but I don't know that I like made the connection as to that's why. That was the why.
Yes.
That it didn't fall over.
No, there's a lot of like small shots and like wording that is fairly particular. That I feel like they're trying to get across fairly specific ideas sometimes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of just little things that they linger on occasionally. It seems like some of the shots are fairly intentional with what they have behind them.
We were talking about this a little bit beforehand, like the shots where they say something that could be powerful or meaningful, and then everybody just stops.
Yeah, and they just linger on it.
Yeah. And then carry on like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like that one scene where Jax actually points and says, "What do you, the audience, think?"
Yeah.
And everybody just goes, "Who are you talking to?"
No, I do like that as a symptom of Jax's own kind of psychosis, where he is either aware that this is all just for show, or is going so far that he's like projecting that so that he can kind of keep his own idea of what is okay and what isn't okay. Because like, I'm just doing it to be funny because it's a show.
Yeah. So now we can delve into Jax a little bit, unless you had more to say about Kinger.
No, I'm all good.
No, so Jax, very complicated character. As you stated earlier, he's the
Antithesis
of Ragatha, who wants everybody to like her. He just doesn't want. I don't even think he doesn't want people to like him. I think he just acts that way to keep people distanced from him.
Yes, I think he's scared of letting people down, and so he just keeps them at arm's length, just in general.
Yeah,
and my headcanon currently, based on all the stuff that I've seen and whatnot, is that I think Jax did something that made Rivet abstract, or at least he thinks he did something that made Rivet
he blames
abstract.
himself for Rivet's abstract.
Yes, and I think that's why when Pomni is like, do you ever think that your behavior is like causing people to abstract? He really freaks out on her for a second there.
Yeah.
Before just completely shutting down.
Yeah. No, they had a moment in, was it the 5th episode or was that the last episode where they were just stargazing?
That was the 5th episode.
That was the 5th episode? But that wasn't the one where she said that.
No, that's the 6th episode that we're.
But they did have that moment in the 5th episode where they were.
When they're stargazing, that is like the first moment that he actually kind of like opens up a little bit to her.
Yeah.
And she's still pretty hesitant about it.
Yeah. And then Ragatha says something, was it about Rivet specifically?
So I think that what she was referring to is that she was referring to herself, because she was like, do you, Pomni 2 Jax is like, do you have any real friends? And Agatha says, not anymore. And I think that was about her. But he took it about Rivet. And so it's like, well, no, because he made the last one kill herself.
Oh, so she was saying that I'm not your friend anymore.
Yes, but he took it a different way. And then she realizes the way he took it. And then she
gets really upset about
and actually apologizes about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a symptom of a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Like you say something that you do, like it is taken the wrong way. Anyway, that's a personal trauma that I'm not going to get into right now. But to be fair though, that Ragatha is that, like, she's just a people pleaser. And
yes.
She wants everybody to be okay, and everybody is very clearly not okay in this show. Jax is forcing people to be distanced from himself. Kinger can't remember anything. You have Gangle, who is
chronically depressed.
Pomni, who can't figure out her spot in this world, and Zubul, who is
Low energy at best.
Yeah, low energy at best. And Ragatha just wants everybody to be okay, and they can't be okay.
Yeah,
and
it's like it not only does she want them to be okay, it's like she wants them to be okay for her own sake.
Yeah,
it's like she wants them to be okay so that she can have peace, and she knows that, so she feels like she's manipulating people rather than helping people. So that's why she doesn't feel good about helping anybody. She still feels so self-conscious about it the whole time.
Yeah. It's a very complicated and nuanced take on that sort of thing where I spent a lot of my life doing that, where it's like I just want everybody around me to be happy, even if it's at the cost of my own personal happiness.
Yes, and that's why Jax doesn't like her so much, is because he views truthfulness and being yourself as the way of being nice to people. Like, this is the kind thing to do to people, is to let them know who you are. And so he sees her as being manipulative so that she can get something out of you, when what she really wants to get out of you is just peace.
But that's crazy though, because Jax is also not being truthful.
Mm-hmm. Like that's because he's lying to himself. He thinks he's being truthful.
Yeah.
He doesn't think he's manipulating people, but he's manipulating so hard he's manipulating himself.
Yeah, he's literally lying to himself about who he is so that he can push people away and not get close to anybody. Mm-hmm. And then when something bad happens to them, he blames them. He blames them, not himself. And that's kind of, I feel like that's where episode 6 was kind of getting, like they started hinting at that.
Yes.
Because they had that, Apomni and he had that very intense conversation there at the end. Mm-hmm. And they kind of hinted towards that, where he went absolutely crazy and just started going off on her.
Mm-hmm. I really love that moment where he's yelling at her and then he just stops. And he realizes he's going too far, and his eyes get all big.
Yeah.
And he just smiles, and he's like, never mind.
No, I really feel for him, because like I feel like he's got some really deep-seated pain that he just can't. It's like he can't even stop to process it because of the situation that they find themselves in. So instead, he just bottles it down and promises himself that he will not get close to anybody ever again.
Because it's a coping mechanism, effectively, where he's in this bad situation just like everybody else is, but his coping mechanism is at the expense of others instead of at the expense of himself.
Mm-hmm. No, it's sad. Again, it's funny. But it's also very dark and grim and has all these very deep and sometimes controversial undertones that you have to really pay attention to understand.
It's true. So I talked to you briefly about how I think that this relates to I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, the story from 1967.
Yeah.
And I think that the 3 characters that really drive that narrative home are Cain, Jax, and Ragatha, where Cain is fairly synonymous with Am from the story, where he's a non-human entity that has effectively managed to trap these humans in an area that he has complete and utter control over, and his purpose seems to be toying with them, whether that be for good or bad.
Yeah.
With Jax, he's really like the main character Ted, who is a paranoid cynic who doesn't trust anybody and thinks everybody hates him, and so ends up doing things that drive everybody further away from him. And Ragatha is very much like Ellen, who is constantly trying to keep the peace among everyone just for her own safety and stability. And the author did say that that story was a fairly big...
If you're not familiar, I Have No Mouth, but I Must Scream, right?
Yes.
Okay, is a 1967 short story written by, do you have the author right there?
I believe it was Harlan. Let's see.
Yeah, that sounds right. Harlan Ellison.
Yep, Harlan Ellison, that's the one.
Yeah, this was written in the 60s. If if the Amazing Digital Circus is dark, this is like
pitch black.
Yes, this is pitch black. It is, and I listened to it on audiobook. I don't know if you did the same.
Yeah.
But the person who read the story portrayed it very well. And it is this dark commentary, which again is crazy because we were talking about this again briefly. This was 1967, before computers had even become a huge thing. Yes, we had the digital race back then. Not the digital race, but like the
space race.
Space race back then. But the idea that somebody created this world where people are trapped inside of some sort of, they don't really like go into it.
Yeah, the explanation is effectively that the supercomputer is so large and so effective that all of its wiring encompasses the entire Earth and even into the Earth and the caverns of it. And so the humans are in the caverns of the Earth, just inside of all of these wirings.
Oh, interesting. I see. I didn't. Was that in the story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I must have missed that part. There was a lot of like yelling and screaming and
Content warning on that one.
If you're this is that one is a very mature rated. There's
story.
There's some story elements in there that are not okay for young viewers.
Amazing Digital Circus does manage to tamp all that down pretty well.
Yeah, I think, does it still have a mature rating? Like, I don't know, do they swear much?
So there's no actual swearing out loud because everybody's literally censored.
That's right.
Yeah, and you can't swear.
It's kind of like if you've ever seen The Good Place, they censor it or do they change the words?
So in The Good Place they change the words.
Yeah, and then they just censor it with honks and beeps and stuff like that. That's right. Yeah. But there are some adult themes
of course.
but it's definitely more approachable for the younger audience. I still wouldn't let your 5-year-old watch.
No, that's the thing. Like your kid's not going to pick up swearing or see any sexually explicit material, but they might have an existential crisis way too young.
You might have to explain to your 5-year-old how to cope with trauma.
Yeah. Maybe you should. I don't know.
Probably a great place to start.
I know.
Oh, you're having a trauma response here. Watch this. Yeah. This is how not
YouTube series.
This is not how not to cope with trauma. So don't do anything that these people are doing.
Health insurance doesn't cover therapy, kid.
Health insurance doesn't cover anything.
Yeah.
That's a story for another day.
Oh, goodness. I do think that the Amazing Digital Circus does kind of address some of the horrors of just living in modern capitalist society in general, of just being like, okay, like I'm here, I'm Conjas, I didn't ask for this, and like this kind of sucks.
Yeah, no, for real.
Like I guess I kind of just have to make the best of this, or else my freaking out is going to make everything worse for everyone else.
Yeah, and well, again, and the adventures are there just to keep their mental, like they don't provide any real purpose.
Yes, and that also kind of reminded me of just the idea of there are some people who just live to like video game, where they get off of work and they come home and they get online to see people that they know and they just do pointless adventures with them to stay sane.
Yeah. And there's no evidence to show that there's actually anybody watching what's happening in this digital world as of yet that I know of. So it's very possible that all these people are just trapped in here for the entertainment of a single individual.
Although the end of episode 6 does kind of muddy the waters a little bit, where they're addressing them being characters and that there's someone watching them and picking favorites.
It's true.
And Bubble is filming them with an actual camera, saying that this is great for the committee. Like,
I just got confused with the part where Bubble was like, "This is very heavy."
Yeah.
Bubble is it's a Chom Chom, and like it basically looks like a Chom Chom.
Yeah,
who can talk and is just kind of there for comedic relief, really, but does that.
He's the least straight man character.
Yeah,
even Kane is a straight man character to Bubble.
No, the part where Bubble starts talking backwards and then like just disappears into the floor and comes back down.
What do you think I do? What do you think I should do? You should die.
Oh man. And then the silent pause for a few seconds. What's your favorite episode so far?
I think episode 5, where they're going through a bunch of different adventures all sequentially there.
You do kind of get like a nice rounded intro to a lot of the characters in that.
I think that it does really expand on the characters in terms of what they would suggest to be doing in this time. What would they rather be doing than what they're being forced to do?
Right. And even Zubul, the bartending.
Yes, bartending.
That was so fantastic. Like they'd rather literally be working.
Yes, and that is a big one with like even the fast food one, where they're kind of excited to go do fast food because like at least it's normal and not like a literal haunting of something. And then at the end of the day, they're all like, "Oh my god, like, I had to work a whole day of fast food."
I love, and it's so real. If you've ever worked the retail industry, there's several scenes where Jax looks at the clock, and it's at a time, and then like 5 minutes later in the series, he'll look at the clock again, and it's the exact maybe a minute later.
And that leads to one of my favorite lines when Gangle's just like, "Is time moving at all? Will we ever leave? Will this shift ever be over? Oh, no, that clock is just broken."
But it's so real in the industry. Like, have you ever worked in the service industry?
Yes, I have.
So you kind of probably have felt that at some point where you keep looking at the clock like, I can't wait for this day to end.
Yes. And you're just like, I don't know how this is moving so slowly.
But no, that in that episode with the restaurant, you got a really good look at Gangle.
That was a good Gangle episode.
Yes, was that Gangle's suggestion? Or
yes, it was.
Okay, so Gangle is made the shift lead in this, not a restaurant, where they bring in a bunch of NPCs from.
It's a McDonald's. It's a McDonald's.
The best part is the first order that is taken. They're like, "I want the burger with the stupid sauce." And Pomni is like, "The stupid sauce?" "Yeah, the sauce that makes you stupid."
"Don't forget the sauce." It's like, I'm hopelessly addicted.
And then it then cuts to Ragatha making these burgers, and she gets them in her eye, and she just she's just on drugs basically the rest of the.
She's basically just high for the rest of the episode.
So you have the Pomni, the new person who's just trying to understand what's going on. You have Gangle, who's the overworked, underpaid manager who has a mental breakdown halfway through the episode. You have Jax, who's the jaded back of house employee who just hates everything,
constantly swearing and complaining.
And you have Ragatha, who's the person who's definitely on drugs the entire shift, and everybody just has to kind of pick up around it. Now
Zubal's just keeping their head down, trying to get a paycheck.
Yep. Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, that episode was really good, and
that was a good one. I really love the ending where Gangle finally leaves and it pauses and just zooms around them and plays the music, and then she falls into the street and gets hit by a car.
only for Kane to be like, "You ran out into traffic. We can't let that happen."
Yeah. He's like, "You did kill yourself by accident, so I'm gonna have to dock your score a little bit."
If I had to say, I had my favorite episode is probably the haunting episode.
That is a good one.
So in the haunting episode, they end up in this haunted house. I don't know. There's just so many good. I love when a show often just does things without much explanation and just expects you to just accept what has happened and move on. So the part at the very beginning where Pomni's eyes just fall on the ground and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I remember my first what would they call it?
I can't remember.
Not spit take,
like a shock take or something."
And but her eyes just would not retract. They tried putting her eyes back in, and then they just move on. Yeah. And she's just walking around with her eyes in her hand for a little bit.
And that actually ends up being what sucks them into the the house door.
But I was telling you, I was definitely under the influence while I was watching this episode. And there's this one scene where this face appears behind two of the characters in a dark room, and it just starts glowing, and its mouth opens wide with these really long fang-like teeth, multiple rows of them, if I'm not mistaken. And I legitimately was trying to back as far away from the phone as possible while we're watching this. No.
No, that was so good, and it was very spooky.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job with the spooky aspect in that episode.
Honestly, the first 3 episodes have some real spook factor to them. The first episode has the Backrooms vibes. The second one continues that Backrooms vibes when she and Gummy Goo fall into the
under the map. Yeah. And Gummy Goo's dealing. They fall into under the map, and they have
all the NPC assets are down there, including a character who is now fallen down there, and he sees himself and his brothers. and he's doing he's a bandit, and he's trying to get this the stuff to save his mother, and he doesn't see his mother down there with all the other characters, and so he's like, is she real? Like, what's happening? Like, why isn't she here?
Yeah, and then they start questioning all like themselves and what's really going on. And Pomni, who is new to this, is also questioning all
It's like
this.
her second adventure.
Yeah. And she's questioning all this at the same time. And they make it back to the overworld, and they end up back at the playhouse. And Kane, the Gummy Goo, goes with them because they bonded in this moment. And Gummy Goo goes with them, and then Kane goes, "Oh, an NPC made its way out." Boom. And Gummy Goo
explodes. Is gone. Can't have one of these running around.
I felt so bad for Pomni in that moment. Like, she finally made a connection. Oh my goodness.
It was so bad.
No, but the third episode, very dark, had that very dark horror aspect. Got to see Kinger. This is the one where you really get to see Kinger in action. When he's in the dark, he's a badass. And basically saves Pomni's life on multiple occasions. It's so much fun to watch. I do want to know. So they spent a lot of time with Kinger and Pomni, but then there was this scene where Ragatha, Gangle, and there's like an NPC that's just hanging out at the house, and they're just hanging out and having tea, and then Jax is just in the corner tied up.
Yes.
Like, there was no explanation there. This is another one of those moments where it's like
You just kind of accept it.
Yeah, you just kind of gotta. Jax is in the corner tied up, and they're in a house having tea with a ghost, and they explain nothing that leads up to that point.
No, the only explanation that you get is that the ghost is the wife of the character who is leaving recordings for the other group of character who are in the actual scary part of the house.
Yes.
And he's like explaining on all the recordings that like he's gone crazy hunting this beast outside.
An angel, right?
It turns out to be an angel, yes.
Okay.
And he is, and I thought that was really out of nowhere at first. I rewatched it again. There's actually a lot of foreshadowing trying to let you know that it's an angel before.
Yeah,
which is very fun. But he ends up killing his wife, trying to kill the angel, and she's the ghost and is very chill about it.
And then there's this moment where he's like, and then the only way for me to escape is for fresh bodies, and then hands just come out and
start dragging them to hell.
Yeah, great times.
No, I really did like that. I like the whole recording thing. It's very Evil Dead, just listening to a recording that eventually damns you.
Yeah,
and I very much enjoy just the bad timing of it all, where it's just like, and you click it, and it's like, don't let it out of your sight, and they're like, well,
because it's in the other room.
Yeah.
I do love those kind of things where it's like, where it's like, don't do the thing that you had to do to get to this location.
It's like, that's inconvenient. I love. I'm switching gears here a little bit.
No, go for it.
Episode 6. I love just him. Jax shoots Ragatha just with a real gun, and Kane is just like, fuck it, who cares? And here's guns.
Everything leading up to that moment, like he's trying to explain the game to them, and nobody's paying attention. And then he just gives Jax the gun and explains the game one more time.
They're like, so that's it? Have fun, here's guns? And I didn't say have fun.
So the game, what was it? They would give a loaded gun to one of the players.
Player A gets a loaded gun and goes into a sealed room and empties the gun of all the bullets. They come out and hand the gun off to player B, who then puts it to their head and pulls the trigger, trusting that player A has emptied out all the bullets without them seeing.
Or they can
or they could turn the gun onto player A and shoot them, encouraging player A to actually get rid of the bullets. But when all of this is said and done, he gives Jax the gun and he just shoots Ragatha immediately.
It was just so funny. It's like, you need to go in the room and empty the gun of all the bullets. Oh, it's loaded? Oh, man. Again, dark. But no, that episode was really good because that was really where you start seeing Jax and like his backstory and everything.
It is very a Jax-centric episode.
Yeah.
It really does explain his worldview on all of this, where like he doesn't consider this to be real life anymore. He's like, we are in a video game. This is video game ethics. Like, it doesn't matter what happens in here. And so we might as well just have as much fun as we can.
Yeah.
Regardless of what that means.
Which, to be fair, if I was stuck in a video game like that, I would probably be under the same mindset, to be perfectly honest.
Especially for the NPCs, but he seems to be kind of losing it in terms of his grasp on what is a human being, whether or not he's even human anymore.
Yeah, no, it's very true, actually. Because, again, he just, like, shoots Ragatha with no second thought at all. So it does seem like he's losing, like you said, losing grasp on what is still real and what isn't. You keep saying backrooms. It was given Stanley Parable, which I feel like Stanley Parable was probably one of the first, like, real backrooms-esque games.
I think so.
Is that fair to say?
I think so. There were other backrooms games, but none that really like got popular.
Okay,
other than, like the Stanley Parable.
Because that's all I was thinking about when I saw it was the Stanley Parable.
That's fair. I was thinking about the like backrooms YouTube videos that you can find.
Yeah,
where it's like a first-person camcorder video of me exploring the backrooms, and it's very.
There's so many different versions of that.
There really
too.
are.
Because there's like I think there's like an actual backrooms game, isn't it? Just called the Backrooms?
I think so. I think there's a couple of them.
But then there's the one in you're like in a train station or something like that, and you have to decide if the hallway is bad or good, and then you turn around and it's just like a series of the same hallways.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of the SPC stuff kind of drives off of SCP.
Secure, Contain, Protect?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's SCP.
It kind of feeds off of that backroom. So I'm completely shifting gears.
Yeah, we really have. We're just backrooms talking.
But I mean, it kind of has that backroom vibe in a lot of situations where it's really hard. The players are just thrown into all these different situations, and even going through a door, the door may not lead to what you expect it to lead to almost. And then the main antagonist can just literally snap his fingers and summon you in front of him.
Yes, and I do like the horror of just like a facsimile of what you're used to. Like, here is a space crafted for humans to live in, made by something that isn't a human.
Yeah. All the needs you ever need as a human. So... any other thoughts?
Let's see here. I did want to address that there were at least 3 Willy Wonka references that I noticed.
Was there really?
Yes. They drive into the chocolate river, and they say, Jack says they're going to get Augustus glooped. The scene where Zoobles gets dropped down that hole because they're talking back to Kane. It's the part where they say they want to be able to have sex.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
And he just drops him down a hole. And you hear the sound that is made when that girl, and the squirrel girl, I can't remember her name from Willy Wonka, but when she gets dropped down the hole for being a bad egg, it makes that bonk, bonk noise when she drops down there. And that noise happens when she gets dropped. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just says the straight up 1-to-1 of, we'll have an adventure where we're in a candy factory and you all get killed one by one by OSHA violations.
No, I do remember that now. Yeah. No, it does give a little bit of Willy Wonka. Which, have you ever seen how it should have ended with Willy Wonka?
I haven't.
It basically, they get on the boat to go down the river, and then Willy Wonka does this thing, and at the end of the river, everybody's like, "You're disgusting. What was that?" And they all get off the boat and leave the factory. Yeah. And then Willy Wonka's like, "Whose idea was that tunnel anyway?" And it zooms back to him and a couple of Oompa Loompas just on a chocolate pile. And Willy Wonka's like, "You know what we need? A scary tunnel. Not a candy-making tunnel. A scary tunnel." And like some of the imagery and stuff like that you see in it kind of gives that sort of vibe as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like there's definitely the scenes where they're kind of at the very beginning, the first episode where Kane is introducing Pomni to whatever this place is. It's just cutting from like it's got that very disorienting cut, fast explanation. Vibe to it in that scene.
I do love the use of like video game glitches to express things where they're like, Kinger's totally sound, and he's just they cut to him and he's just glitching out like actively. And, they crashed the truck in the second episode, and instead of actually crashing, it just like bounces in between two rocks until it forces its way through the ground.
and one of them gets shot like super high up in the sky, right?
Yeah, two of the characters. It drops two of the characters beneath the map and shoots the other ones into the sky.
Yeah. No, they do a really good job of instilling like some very niche cinematography in that way, where it feels like they're in a digital simulation, which is weird saying about an animated show, but like it's still it gives a lot of very good imagery in that way. So yeah, I again, a fun show, can get dark, but definitely worth the watch. I think there's some good commentary to be had there. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your theories down in the comments. Love to know what your theories are about the digital circuit. And if you decide to listen to I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream. I like even saying it doesn't sound right. If you give that a listen, again, that's more mature. I definitely wouldn't let your kids listen to it. But let us know your thoughts on that one as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, anything else about any final thoughts?
You should learn how to juggle.
We should learn how to juggle.
You should learn how to juggle.
I've learned I can juggle. Like
do it better.
What's that?
Do it better. More.
I don't have anything. Crazy. My dad's a clown, but it never taught me how to juggle. Like my dad was a professional clown, right? Never taught me how to juggle. I had to learn how to juggle on my own.
That's really.
But I did. I learned. There was one day we were at the church I used to go to. We were doing a Valentine's banquet, and I was supposed to be a jester who was just going around juggling and doing juggling tricks. So I got good enough that I could do like the behind the back and catch it, and like cross my arms and change the rhythm and everything. I can never do more than 3, though. Like I've tried doing 4 or 5. Can I get the rhythm down?
I think you gotta like switch up the actual method for like more than 3.
Yeah, there's definitely a different rhythm. I started with just 2 in one hand. And then when I was trying to teach myself, it was like just a simple like 1, 2, 3, and I would catch them 1, 2, 3, and catch them 1, 2. So I can juggle. Yes, I can juggle. I would love to practice more and actually get really good. The people that do a lot of the like juggling tricks.
This is a completely appropriate ending for what is obviously a psychedelic experience.
And cut. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can juggle. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
You can juggle. I make
Crazy?
I was waiting for that word to actually come up.